for the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment and mystery, for the sorrow and the smile, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the warm. Oh, mother of my heart, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my heart, thank you for the blessings of the day. For the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment and mystery, for the sorrow and the smile, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the warm. For the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment and mystery, for the sorrow and the smile, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the warm. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day.
What a sweet way to move into our beautiful morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, this is wonderful. We are now officially sending out to the virtual audience, as we've been doing for over a year, as well as the beginning of our coming together in person. Now, you heard a little bit of clapping and maybe not stomping, but happy sounds, because we have the leadership here to make sure that we'll be really ready for you next Sunday, those of you who will be here all together. This is a beautiful opportunity. Doesn't it feel good to be back? Yes. And aren't the rest of them going to be thrilled when they come next week? I want to give a big shout out to our reopening team, Pace and Bert, Edie and Rick Janik, Linda Solomon, Linda O'Neill, and Cheryl Macklin and Jeff Massino, who have been working for weeks and weeks and weeks to pull this together so that you're going to feel like you're welcomed home. This is home. Do you all feel like you're home? Yes. Home. So welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. And we are live and ready to be with you. We're so thrilled whether you're here with us in these chairs. And by the way, the people who are here today are just testing out the chairs to make sure after all this time that they're still strong and ready to hold you. Are they? Yes, I thought so. So we are delighted that you're here. We are a thriving, beloved community, and we have moved through over a year of unimaginable circumstances that we have gained from and learned through and grown from. And so we are here stronger than ever, right? Yeah. And so we're thrilled that you're here with us today. This is a community where we teach the principles of the science of mind and we live them. And we have an opportunity every day to connect with the divine spirit within us, to see it and recognize it and celebrate it within every other sentient being, and particularly to lift those in our community. We walk through things together, we dance through things together, we cry and laugh through things together. That's what a beloved community does. And so I'm very, very happy to welcome you, because this is a place where we provide spiritual tools for practical purposes. This is a very practical spiritual philosophy, one that our beloved founder, Ernest Holmes, synthesized actually from all the great thought and the religion and the philosophy and the scientific understanding of the world, and made it so practical for us. It is a practical spirituality, and we are all about creating a world that works for all. And our vision is, what is it? Say it with me. No, wait, before we get to the words itself, okay. What we are about is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our wonderful, powerful phrase is living, loving, learning spirituality that works. And now we're going to have an opening song. And we're not going to sing it. We're just going to listen to it. It's fabulous. It's called Ready to Use the Gifts. And it's Greg Tamblyn. Take it away, Greg.
Lately I've been noticing how much I've been blessed with people to love, peace of mind, and happiness. It makes me want to pass along the love I've received as a way of giving thanks for what's been given to me. I've got a strong heart and I'm ready. I've got a strong love and I'm ready. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. and found that I had more than I knew. I thought I had to have it all before I could share, till I realized what's mine to give has always been there. I've got a strong heart and I'm ready. I got a strong love and I'm ready. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Well, I may not make a difference that the whole world can see, but if I can show more kindness, that's what matters to me. I'm changing on the outside, finding gray in my hair, but the difference on the inside is that I don't care. I'm losing my desire to be what I'm not, and I have what I want, 'cause I want what I've got. I've got a strong heart and I'm ready. I've got a strong love and I'm ready. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in.
That was lovely. Thank you, Greg. This is our meditation time. I'm also quite thrilled and grateful that I have a new microphone and that I'm able to move about this beautiful sanctuary. I am free. So let's begin with meditation, shall we? As we breathe deeply that beloved life of spirit and feel it circulating through our bodies, our emotions, our minds, our whole being, there's a beautiful coming together of spirit and matter, for it is all the same. And here in this divine awareness, let us come into the heart of our hearts and to feel that loving presence enfolding us, to relax into the awareness that there is a presence and a power that is greater than we are, and yet right where we are, always loving, always giving, always guiding and directing us to that which is for our greatest good. And so as we let go of any tension or any belief in being separate from our good, there is life abounding. There is love manifesting. There is the sweetness of spirit moving through us, reminding us of who we are and what is possible because of who we are, which is beautiful expressions of the one mind, the one heart, the one divine presence. And in this place of peace and power, infinite possibilities exist. Let's go into that quiet, sacred space for a moment and simply know and feel that sweet, sweet presence, loving, nurturing, enfolding, and delighting in its perfect manifestation. Listen for the sweet voice of spirit. Listen for the love. Listen for the guidance. and say yes with gratitude, knowing that something beautiful is now emerging, something wonderful is coming forward, and we give thanks. Now I would like to invite our practitioner of the day to come up, and that's Mary Furtaw. She will begin by opening us with prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment. Mary, in person.
Thank you. Good morning. Please join me as we know the truth together, that there is one power in the universe, and this power is a force for good. And this power emerges from the one source. The source is God, and God is infinite goodness. And each of us is an extension of this energy, impossible separation from it. Now, everything begins with an idea, and all ideas begin in the mind of God. These ideas are divine ideas, and divine ideas are intended for good. They are intended to bring no harm to anyone. They are simply and only good. So if we notice a divine idea in consciousness and we protect this idea from doubt and fear, we can be certain that it will manifest, because at the outset, all divine ideas contain everything necessary for their fulfillment. This is the truth. I am grateful to know it, and I release this treatment to the law, certain that it is so, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary. I got it. Shall we speak our affirmation together? It is the self-contemplation of spirit, bringing all things new into being through me, and I am a clear conduit for its creative expression. Hi kids, you're not here on the front row yet, but I expect to see some of you next Sunday. In the meantime, I will speak to you from wherever you happen to be. Thank you for taking the time to coming and being with us right now, because you're precious to us. Hasn't it been too long since we've seen you in person? And you'll be here soon, and I'm so grateful. In the meantime, you have always lived in our hearts and always shall. Well, today is Father's Day. And did you surprise your father with breakfast in bed this morning? And or are you thinking about lunch later? Wherever they may be, they're very important to all of us. I'm thinking about my father, who's been gone from the planet for, nearly 50 years now. But that doesn't mean that I'll ever forget how important he was to me. And I also realize, and maybe this will be a surprise to you, but that sometimes our parents embarrass us. You have anybody like that you know? I can remember as a kid how embarrassed I would be when we'd go out to a restaurant and my father would be all yippee skippy and greeting everybody and being the best friend with the waitresses and the wait people, and the same thing in stores, and it's like, oh, Daddy, really? And you know what I have found since then? I do that too. Well, we see things differently after a while. And so we have precious memories. And think about the things that are really maybe a little uncomfortable for you now. You may like them later on, but let's just see how that unfolds. Today is also the first day of summer. It happens tonight at 11:32 p.m. I am not staying up for it, are you? And it's a wonderful thing. We are so into summer already, and the seasons change, and we change with them, and we flow with them, just as we have been changing and flowing with all of these circumstances which we did not expect But look how well we've been doing. You know, you've been going to school virtually. Now it's summertime. Some of you are finished with school, going to camp, doing wonderful things for the summertime. And this is what we get to do. I love summer, always have. Well, I also love fall, winter, and spring. I guess that covers them all. And today is also the weekend we've been celebrating Juneteenth. You've probably been learning about Juneteenth. And it's about time that we did, because it's about freedom. It's about fairness. It's about justice. It's about what's right. And it's about time that we realize that all men and women and children were created in the image and likeness of God. All of us created free to be who we were divinely designed to be. So if you are divinely designed to go play outside or go swimming or something now, enjoy. We love having you with us. We'll see you next week. Bye. This month of June has been about how life fulfills itself. And we've been following the annual theme of Centers for Spiritual Living, which is timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. And so we've created our topics to fit in with that, and what doesn't fit in with new thought, which is really ancient wisdom, right? That's what we are. We are the purveyors of ancient wisdom in the form of new thought. And it's not really new, is it? But it's true. And we love that we have an opportunity to express how life fulfills itself this month of June. And today's topic is the creative process in you. Isn't that perfect for Father's Day? Because it's all about the creative process, about sowing and reaping, about beginning with a new intentional idea and having something wonderful emerge. Ernest Holmes says, creation is God making something out of himself or itself by becoming the thing he creates. The thought of God coming into expression must go on forever. What a wonderful awareness. It must go on forever. This creative process is infinite and eternal, both on the universal level and on the individual level, because we reenact this on our individual personal level, and it's going on all the time in the universe. So in the creative process in the universal, God speaks and it is done instantly. No doubt about it. That demonstration occurs instantly. Let there be planets. Let there be seas. Let there be mountains. Boom, boom, there it is. Now you and I are in the process perhaps of learning how to do this, utilize this beautiful creative process so that our demonstrations become more instant as well. You see, spirit is the initiating power, impregnating the universal soul with its ideas and concepts, says Ernest Holmes. The originating spirit, with a conscious intention, utilizes this beautiful creative substance to bring things into being. It's a fabulous process. It's divine. It's amazing. I think we should be really thrilled about it and think about it a little more often, perhaps. Especially since we realize that the same creative process is at work within each one of us as individuals. We speak, and it is done according to our belief. You see, that's the difference between the instantaneous demonstration of the universal presence, speaking the word, and our setting a creative intention, which is beautiful, and then finding that perhaps our inner beliefs and subjective patterns may not yet quite be lining up with the intentionality that we have just spoken, because it comes through the filters of our own subjective patterns, right? So what gets in the way of this creative process expressing instantly through us is mental blocks, emotional conflicts. Anybody ever have any of those? Because it would be just pure living spirit moving through us, co-creating every moment of every day with every beautiful creative idea that we have. except for this wonderful humanness that we have, where we sort of collect some regrets or some resentments or some false beliefs about being separate from our source or being limited in any way. So Spirit in us is the initiating power. And it's restricted only by these limited subjective patterns. And the great news is we can change them. How do you think they got there in the first place? We either fabricated them or we let them in because we believed what someone else was telling us. Isn't it great? We come in pure living spirit. Look at that brand new baby. Look at that face. Look at that wonderful expression of the living God that has infinite creative potential, and then start telling it things that aren't necessarily true for the next few years. Or not. Isn't it time that we became more intentional about supporting and loving and lifting and directing our beautiful beings and reminding them who they truly are? Developing educational programs where they're learning the truth and they don't get wrapped up so much in false, negative ideas, somehow believing that they're not enough. Anyone here ever gotten the idea that you're not enough? It's time for us to be aware that we are more than enough, because we need to remember who we are and whose we are. We all came forth from that same beloved presence, that presence that Jesus was so close to that he called Abba, Father, the Father within, the presence within, the divine originating spirit within us is within all of us. And remember, Jesus, the teacher, the great creative master, said to his disciples, "The things I do, ye shall do, and even greater than these, because I go into my Father, I go into the silence of my closet, and there I speak my word, and it is done." You see, there's a great difference between having faith in God and having the faith of God. Oh, I believe in God. What does that mean exactly? Having the faith of God means demonstrating the way the divine mind demonstrates. Let there be, and it is. When we move to that place and deepen and expand our own faith, and faith, by the way, is a prayer propellant. You want your treatments to be more effective? Deepen the faith. Connect more every day with that loving presence. And when we do, when we find ourselves in that place of power, we are truly releasing those restrictive ideas, those false beliefs, and we're moving into a place of greater creative power. The creative power is always available. And it's how we choose and intend to use it and to change and to transform those things that aren't true and never were, but somehow we believed them. You and I are more than enough. More than enough. So this unformed substance is always ready to take form. It's all energy. God and energy can be synonyms, actually, because the universal energy is spirit. What else is there? One life. It's divine. It's everywhere present. It's creative. It's loving. It's compassionate. It's wise. And it's initiative in its spirit of the Father that moves upon the unformed substance. And it's ready to take form according to what? Our belief. So that's where we get to do the work, isn't it? You see, a new idea, and we're getting them all the time, begins a new pattern in the creative process, whether universally or personally. And here's the great news. You and I can introduce a new idea any minute, at any time. We are free to play in the sunshine of our consciousness. Do you know how shiny your consciousness is when you and I align ourselves with that loving presence? We're radiant. That's who we are. That's what we came in here to be. And the circumstances then can be changed, even the dire ones. We had a few dire circumstances over the last year plus. And here we are. We've learned so much. We have grown. We've expanded our audience. We have a congregation that sometimes goes all over the world. It's a great thing. So many of our centers have been live streaming and connecting with people in so many different places. You can go to church anywhere right now in your pajamas, but I love that you came here today and that and if you want to wear your pajamas next Sunday, I don't know, is that, I'm not going to address that right now. I'll address that. But you see, the only way we can make these changes is by the renewing of our minds. Metanoia is repent. And you know that the Greek word metanoia literally means to turn the mind in another direction. When I repent, I'm not crawling on my knees over broken glass. I'm simply changing my mind. I'm no longer looking at what has been troublesome or what I feel badly about or I wish hadn't happened or I'm angry or upset or resentful about. I'm shifting my attention from what I don't want to what I now am ready to bring into my experience. It's that simple. And the power is that present. And we are that capable only with the renewing of the mind and a willingness to look at different opportunities, possibilities that we didn't think of before. Only then do we develop the new consciousness and the conditions can change accordingly. Have you heard of the boll weevil? Well, over 100 years ago, there was this small little insect. He was about the size of a pinky nail. And he devastated the crops in the South, the cotton crops. Remember that? Well, the farmers were bankrupted. They were desperate to eradicate this terrible pest. Then they discovered something. Instead of remaining in this place of despair, they became open to new ideas. And what they found was that peanuts grew just as well in the same type of soil and climate as the cotton did. And so the farmers began planting peanuts instead of cotton. And they turned the economy around. And thanks to the lowly boll weevil, because George Washington Carver had discovered at least 105 uses for the peanut. And so it was a very lucrative and a very wise and wonderful decision, wasn't it? But they had to stop lamenting the lack of the cotton crops because of this little insect that started as the size of a pinky nail. And they did. And it changed. And so in Alabama, actually, where this was very, very challenging, they since erected a monument to the boll weevil, and it said, Herald of Prosperity. Do you have any boll weevils in your life? Would you like to start blessing them? And maybe you don't have to put a statue up for them. But let's begin thinking differently. We're utilizing the creative process. And it's limitless. It is limited only by what? Our false beliefs. And those are the ones we have the responsibility and the capability of changing. We've got to be willing to create a greater perspective and release the way we thought it had to be and create a new vision. We are in the process of creating a new vision for our beloved community right now. And this is a very important part of it, what we're doing today and next week and the weeks to come. And your beloved board and all the leadership here have been doing the most amazing preparation for all of us And as we co-create this new vision together, we're going to be thrilled with the new ideas that come forward. We need each and every one of you, whether you're a part of this physical community or not. If you're out there, and you are, then you are a part of this beautiful creative process in your own lives, in the world itself, and you're part of us as well. So we welcome your energy, we welcome your love and your creative ideas. So this past year has motivated us to think in different ways. The live streaming, as I said, has reached so many more. And haven't you all been Zooming with your family and your friends? Hasn't it been a wonderful way to connect? We play Hollywood Squares, right? We have an opportunity to see the faces, to see the facial expressions, to hear the intonations, and we've been able to do everything but touch them. And now we're coming into the up-close and personal encounters, which we have been waiting for. Many people have been working from home, going to school at home. There's wise and wonderful actions we've been taking to keep people safe and to continue with our wholesomeness as well. Caring and compassion have increased. And we've had a deepening sense of gratitude for our loved ones, for the people in our worlds. When we've been walking in the morning or whenever you like to take your walks, how sweet it's been to wave at our neighbors and people we may not have known and just feel that loving connection, that human connection. Oh yes, there has been a lot of divisiveness in our world, and that happens to be the result of some thinking and believing that wasn't in alignment with the divine mind and heart of God. And you and I are the ones, some of the many, many ones, who are here to change that through the creative process at work within each of us. The thought is father to the manifestation. The seeds within each seed is the full fruit. You know that within the acorn is not only an oak tree, but a whole forest of oak trees. That seed, the seed idea, contains within it so much power and so much potentiality. And so realize when you and I are doing our spiritual mind treatment work, that we're dealing with a power that is infinite. So no more playing small. It's time for us to increase our vision and our awareness that there is a law of growth. And this law of growth acts according to divine principle, and it also acts according to our expectations. You know that Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. And you probably know that it took over 2 years to reach some parts of the South, some of the states. It took over 2 years for enslaved people finally to be told that they were free. I don't think that's the intention of the law of growth. I'm quite sure that it was restricted and held back because of some false beliefs. And so Juneteenth celebrated the emancipation of the remaining enslaved people. And here's some wonderful news that I know you know, that just 3 days ago, on June 17th, Juneteenth became a federal holiday. We are celebrating what properly could have been celebrated a long time ago. But today's the day, now's the time. Takes a while sometimes for consciousness to grow, to come into the light. Love the story of the prodigal son. It was Ernest Holmes' favorite parable. The Father's house is always open, the latch string ever hanging out, the door always ajar, but man must enter if he wishes to abide within. It doesn't get simpler than that. You and I have access to the living source. You and I are part of this divine creative process. We can all celebrate Father's Day because each one of us is father to our experience. The loving presence is always available, giving itself to us, constantly giving, giving, giving. That is the nature of spirit. And the immutable law of mind is forever producing our intentions. That is how it works. It's immutable. It's dependable. It's reliable. Isn't it great to have two major things we can count on? The life, the love, the givingness of spirit, and the reliability of the law that processes our belief, acts upon it, and brings it into being. Each of us sets into motion a fresh mental equivalent, which then produces after its own kind. So doesn't it make sense that we are to select our thoughts carefully? Isn't it appropriate for, I just realized I don't have to stand back here anymore. Isn't it wonderful to realize that we are free not only to walk around, but that we are free to keep, by standing at the portal of our mind, to keep the negativity from coming in. We can't keep it from happening out there. As that wonderful Chinese proverb says, you can't keep the birds from flying around your head, but you can keep them from nesting in your hair. Let's keep those negative thoughts from nesting in our hair or getting in our craw. Let's not give energy to them. The creative process includes feeding the energy where the energy is a place we would like to have show up in our lives. So we withdraw our energy from that which we no longer desire. We withdraw our energy from the world conditions that are no thank you. And we focus upon the new divine idea, a new vision for our own lives, for the lives of our loved ones, for this beloved community, for our greater community, and of course for the world itself. We truly are the ones we have been waiting for. So we're reframing these negative circumstances. No more boll weevils. Give thanks for them and find another something to plant. Recognize a new possibility. Even if you don't know what it is yet, recognize there are lots of them. Be open to them. What are you ready to begin bringing forth in your own personal world? What's your new vision for yourself as we're moving into a new era, and we are? What is your new vision for yourself? A deeper connection with spirit? A more loving relationship with the people in your world? A more dynamic expression of your creative expression, whatever that might be for you? Greater health, greater well-being, greater wholeness, the unimpeachable wholeness of this universe, expressing in, through, and as each one of us. Woo! That's my favorite. Greater prosperity, feeling free to do what you desire to do with great joy and the freedom of knowing there is plenty, plenty. And what are we together ready to birth in our beloved community here? What is our greater vision for the world itself? This is the time for us to be playing in the sunshine of our minds and hearts. Unity in diversity, yes, please. Fairness, equality, oh yes. Harmony, prosperity, caring, compassion. I want to wish a hearty and heartfelt Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, to those who are with us, those who have left the planet. Life never stops, you know. My father, who's been gone for over 50 years, still blesses me, and I him. And we do that with our own fathers and our grandfathers and the men in our lives who have been supportive, who have been mentors to us, who have been way-showers of strength and flexibility and compassion, peace and power. We celebrate you, all of you who are fathers here today, and out there, all of you fathers, and all of the father images that we have in our hearts and our minds. We celebrate that. And it's a happy Father's Day to us all, because it's wonderful to recognize our freedom to use the creative process intelligently and compassionately. And it's even more wonderful to let this power for good use us for good and growing good in our lives and in this beautiful universe. I am so grateful to be a part of this divine creative process, aren't you? Yes. So will you say with me, Spirit contemplates itself by means of me.
Spirit contemplates itself by means of me.
All things new are coming forth today.
All things new are coming forth today.
I am father to my experience.
I am father to my experience.
I am a clear conduit for Spirit's creative expression.
I am a clear conduit for Spirit's creative expression.
And so, my beloveds, beginneth your lesson. Woohoo! Woo! I love this. Love the energy. Woohoo! We are co-creating something amazing here. Now, this is a time of sharing of our prosperity, and we're so grateful for the opportunity to give you the opportunity to share whatever is in your heart with this beloved community, whether you are here or whether you are abroad, that you can give in so many ways. And our wonderful producer, Jeff Maxine, is showing you on screen how to do that. And we're so grateful to you. Do you realize that because of your loving, generous contributions, we are still here? So, if you would please join us in the prosperity affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light. I open my heart, even in the dark. The light of my God always shines bright, even in the night. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine. The love of my God gives me it all the good I can take. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. Let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel, let me be a vessel of love. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Spirit divine, let me shine your light.
Good morning. My name is Karen Davis. I am your board treasurer and president, and I'm thrilled to be doing the announcements this Sunday live and in person. We're so happy that you joined us wherever you are in the world on this beautiful Father's Day. And on this special day, Linda O'Neill is sponsoring this Sunday in honor of her father, Jim, and in honor of all the fathers and father figures around the world. Thank you, Linda. Also, if you have a few minutes, we encourage you to watch Reverend Mike's love note entitled Remembering Father. Just visit our website, www.cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button to see all of our virtual love notes and past Sunday celebrations. We're offering a great new class on manifesting abundance and prosperity starting July 7th. Dr. Frankie Timmers, Spiritual Director of CSL Morristown, will be leading this 5-week virtual class entitled Flourishing, based on the book The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. To register, simply go to our calendar of events on our website and click on July 7th for all the details and how to register. The other great news, of course, that you've heard is that we are opening our doors for full in-person celebrations on Sunday, June 27th. That's next Sunday. The celebration will begin at 10:30, but we encourage you to come earlier so you can create your name badge, pick up a special little welcome home gift, and select your seat. Our goal is to provide a safe environment, and we will be following all CDC and local guidelines. Currently, you will need to wear a mask to enter the building, and you need to wear them in the hallway and the restrooms, but once you're inside our space, it's your choice if you want to wear your mask or not. Additionally, we will continue to live stream the Sunday celebrations both on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. To access the YouTube channel, just go to our homepage, cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button. That's all the announcements. And I am so eager for there to be pages and pages of announcements talking about special events and concerts and classes and parties. And we're going to start those parties with next Sunday. So, short announcements this Sunday, but stay tuned because we're going to swing wide these doors and we are going to party again and see everyone. And I can't wait, and I know you can't either. And so it is. Happy Father's Day.
Short on announcements, but long on enthusiasm. I love it. Thank you so much. And I just thought I would mention that the reason you don't see Reverend Mike here at this moment is that he was, once again, a guest speaker for the Swedenborgians. And they loved him on Mother's Day and asked him to please come back on Father's Day. So he's their special events person, I guess. Their sweet community, and we're happy to share him. So now we will have our closing song, which is O Father Sky, sung by Jennifer Ruth Russell. And so we go forth with a new idea, a new possibility, allowing that divine creative process to work through us for good for everyone. And where we are is exactly where Spirit is expressing and having a wonderful time. And so it is. Woo! We're back!